Now, I think I've finally realized exactly why people choose to support Cardi B over Nicki Minaj. And at the end of this video, I think you're gonna come to the same realization as I did. Now, if you've been on social media for the past 48 hours, then you know that a lot of things have been going on, specifically with Nicki Minaj. She went on a crazy, and I'm really emphasizing crazy here, crazy rant on Twitter where she said a lot of things that are making her look extremely bad. So without wasting any time, let's check out exactly what she said. By the way, get some popcorn, buckle up, because we're gonna be going through a lot of tweets before we even get to my opinion, so eshkere. So she attached this picture right here to the tweet that I'm gonna show you right after this. Travis sold over 50k of these with no requirement of redeeming the album, with no dates for a tour, etc. I spoke to him, he knows he doesn't have the #1 album this week. I love my fans for the #1 album in America. I'll explain on Queen Radio, 4 albums in, #1 in 86 countries. My first album sold 400k, no one is doing that with debut albums now. So I'm grateful I lost out on 12 hours of sales and did 200k in 1 week after I was supposedly cancelled. I looked at the numbers the Carters, Kanye, Nas, etc. recently did. Travis sold 200k in his first week of clothes alone. I spoke to him last night and he said he's been selling clothes before the music. Billboard says they'll change the rules because of this, so it should be changed now. And then after this, she said this right here, which is probably the most controversial tweet out of them all and definitely the most laughable. I put my blood, sweat, and tears in writing a dope album only for Travis Scott to have Kylie Jenner post a tour pass telling people to come see her and Stormy. LOL, I'm actually laughing. Queen broke the record of being #1 in 86 countries. I mean, you said it before, you don't need to say it again, but okay, thank you Jesus and thank you to my fans. And then she continued and said this. Spotify put Drake's face, wait, are we involving Drake in this entire thing now? Okay. Spotify put Drake's face on every playlist but told me they'd have to teach me a lesson for playing my music 10 minutes early on Queen Radio, even though they've only been giving away my music for free for years, and I'm one of the top Spotify artists of all time. Spotify had to teach me a lesson, but rewarded the man who has had an Apple radio show the longest, inadvertently helping the Apple platform the most. My music went up on Apple, so I played it. I assumed it was on Spotify and Tidal at the same time. Spotify said that Apple tweeted fans advising Queen was up and therefore they had to teach me a lesson, but praise be to God. Do you know how many people subscribe to my Spotify page? Do you know how many women get systematically blackballed out of their positions in an office building and can't fight back? Now, regarding the conversation about being blackballed that Nicki mentioned, let's not forget that a couple weeks back, a writer got fired from her job for criticizing Nicki Minaj. Now, there's no proof that Nicki Minaj had an impact on that directly, but we do know that her friend was employing this writer, so take that the way you want to take it. By the way, link to that video in the description below in case you haven't seen it and you want to watch it. But if I had to describe those tweets with one word, that word would be inadequacy. Inadequacy, the fact that something is not good enough or is too small in amount. That's what we have right here. We have a case of an artist who's been in the game for damn near a decade. This artist gets so comfortable in staying at the top because no other female rapper is threatening her spot, and most of all her reputation gets threatened after another female rapper that goes by the name of Cardi B comes around and takes the entire world by storm. Now this artist gets scared and she needs to protect her ego, she needs to protect her spot because she's been living in autopilot for the longest time, and then this artist has reached a new low because she's not living up to her superstar standard that everyone including herself has put herself in, and the public perception is that she's not that thing that everyone cares about anymore. And last but not least, this artist then goes around and blames her own inadequacies on another person, which is Travis Scott, who is actually living up to his potential, but this other artist, aka Nicki, can't accept it. Now that's pretty much my summarization and understanding of Nicki Minaj in 2018. In the era of rappers who do crazy, stupid, weird shit just for a little bit of attention, I honestly don't think I've seen a more desperate attempt at trying so hard to shift the public perception of yourself to something that doesn't exist anymore. The harsh truth is that you can't control the people. People choose what they want to support not because of what they think you are, but what you actually are. Nobody cares about your accomplishments or your numbers or how much of a queen you are. People care about who you are and what you personally do for them. And it's kind of sad to see that we've gotten to a point where Nicki Minaj is so blind to her own responsibilities. You can't possibly be blaming a 6-month-old baby for the lack of your album sales, because that's exactly what's going on here. But regarding the whole merch sales count towards album sales, I mean, I know that a lot of artists bundle albums together with merchandise that they're selling, so that counts towards as one additional sale, but the fact that just merchandise counts towards album sales, I personally don't agree with that, because merchandise and album sales are two different things, and I think it should stay that way. But apparently Billboard are gonna change the rules so other artists can't do that in the future, which I think is a good thing. But I think it's the fact that Travis Scott's second week numbers were better than Nicki Minaj's first week is exactly what's triggering her. If you don't know, Travis Scott actually sold over 200,000 copies on the second week of Astroworld being out, and Nicki Minaj sold 185,000 on her first week with Queen. That's kind of a punch to her ego because she's supposed to be the bigger superstar of both of them, and I don't think we can blame Travis Scott for quote-unquote cheating the system to get the #1 album by selling his merch. He played the games of the industry and he played it better than Nicki Minaj, and it's definitely very sad to see that it's gotten to the point where blaming everybody but herself is the only option for her. Now that's of course my personal opinion on this entire situation, but what do you personally have to say about this? When it comes to what Nicki Minaj has said, how do you think this is making her look? In your opinion, do you think that this is making her look bad, or do you think that it's not making her look bad? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.